Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Spirit Essence Show. I'm Tara Diana. I'm the host of our show where we bring together the wisdom and insights of, it's supposed to be two practitioners, but someone couldn't make it. So it's just my beautiful Spirit Essence collective, soulmate, friend, all those good things. Darren is going to be with us today. So we are bringing together a topic, well, a question, a conversation, thought-provoking, heart-centered. See where this is going to go. It's Darren and I. So Darren Long, welcome,
Oh,
friend.
thank you for having me. I really appreciate being here.
I am so excited. So Darren is part of the Spirit Essence Collective. If you don't know what the Spirit Essence Collective is, you need to go and check it out on the website, www.spiritessencebytaradiana.com. Click the collective and then scroll down and you're going to see him. And it's going to be right there and it's going to tell you all the beautiful things about him. But he's going to tell you just a little smidgen about himself right now.
Okay, I can do that. So I'm part of the Spirit Essence Collective, and I read tarot cards. I've also been kind of getting into mediumship. I didn't know that I was actually a medium, bringing things through for people, but that's something that I'm kind of getting into. But my strong suit is the tarot cards, so I do read those, and I like to give positive and inspiring messages for people that help them kind of understand situations or circumstances in their life to make it better for them. So I read at Serendipity's Backyard about 3 times a month, and yeah, can you think of anything else that I can talk to or?
Well, you do chakra photography.
Oh yeah, that's right. So the other thing that I like to do is a technique of photography called light painting. And what I do is I've got my level 2 Reiki. So I use Reiki and the light painting photography technique to put essentially chakras on people's bodies, and then give a message based on how the picture feels, because I believe there's an essence, there's a feeling that pictures radiate, and even in advertisements, like you can tell when something's doctored up or if it's very genuine advertisement that's coming through. Like I seem to be able to pick up on that energy, and so I like to essentially take a picture and then look at the picture and gauge what's coming through message wise in that photograph. So yeah, I'm trying to think where I could have some examples. I think on my Facebook page, I'm Starman on Facebook, so you can go there and look them up on that. And yeah,
Excellent. Um, Chakra photography is a very, very interesting concept, and there's lots of different ways that people can do it. So that is a super cool. You did mine, and like my root and my crown, and it was so cool. And people like to see a visual, right? It's the same with the tarot cards. People like to see a visual. So if you want to check him out, go to Starman. You can also, again, go to the website. You'll find him. You can click on him and ask him any questions. You can also go into Empowering Intuitive Souls, and he does post in there periodically. That's our private Facebook group, and that's a place where you can come and ask questions. Safe, sacred place. But enough about that. Let's get to the nitty gritty. It's about time to spill the tea, and the tea is this question: Are you ready, Darren?
I am ready. Bring it
Fabulous.
on.
Okay, baby. So the question that I have for you today is, do you believe, dun dun dun, that color heals?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That is a great question. So how do I even start on this? Because color is like what I strive to make when I do artwork. Like I like the colors. I don't like doing monochrome stuff. I like the colors because I do believe, like, same thing as the pictures radiating an energy. The colors. I mean, they used to paint hospital rooms in bright colors because they feel that it would heal people as they were in healing rooms. So they used to paint them bright yellows and pinks and greens and things that would kind of radiate that energy and get people in a positive state of mind.
So
So yeah,
those three colors that you just talked about, So if you relate color to the chakras, okay, the three colors you happen to repeat about being painted in a hospital, and I'm sure you just pulled them out of your mindset, but was pink, which is self-love heart chakra, which was green, which was nurturing healing chakra, and you said, I believe you said yellow,
Yellow.
which was your intuitive, your solar plexus, right? It's
Yeah.
where everything is centered, so where your strength and your power and your perseverance is. So that would make absolute sense though. But they don't do that anymore, not at all.
No, I think it's kind of coming to the point where like I think people are a little bit skeptical about the fact that colors can, to be honest, like that's how I feel when I go into a hospital, for example. It's like they don't paint them any colors because they don't believe that it actually has that healing power to it.
That's it right
Um,
there, baby.
yeah.
Immediately, yes. Immediately, yes. That's it. They don't believe it. They don't believe it because it's not necessarily scientific. And now, if we had done a deep dive, I pulled these questions literally like minutes before we go on. I don't, I know who you are. I didn't know who our other guest was. I hadn't met her yet. And so I just pulled the question out based on what shows up out of my little file here. And you are 100% correct. If if it's not got some kind of scientific background, and I think if we did that deep dive, that's what I was trying to say to you, Darren. If we did that deep dive, I think we'd
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the one thing I can relate to now, just off the top of my head, is the it doesn't have anything to do with colors, but it has to do with the energy that you put into stuff and with your intention and with your words. I believe it was Emoto with the water. He was a Japanese scientist that did experiments on water. And when you tell a glass of water, like I love you and positive affirmations, and then freeze that water, the water would show these very intricate and symmetrical frozen shapes.
Oh, I
But
think
when
I
they
remember this.
yeah, and then when they would tell you like I hate you, I'm disrespecting you, you're ugly, like all those hateful words, they would freeze it and they would be all um, out of balance and just different shapes that weren't symmetrical. And so they found that intention that you put out into the water in this case would change the outcome. And I feel like it's the same thing with painting a room. Like if you were to paint a room and say this is my healing space, then you're putting that intention into the colors and the setup of the room, and then you would get that energy back into like out into the world. So
So, it's interesting. I'm sitting here, and for whatever reason, I am totally, and this is a Tara thing, right? I'm totally associating the colors heal to the chakras. Like, it is, to me, that's just personal what post whatever,
yeah,
right? It is a thing. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about this, and I keep going back to the hospitals, and if they painted the rooms, and I'm sure children's rooms have the murals, like at the children's hospital, whatever, with all these things, these positive energies. But when you think about the chakras and you think about the colors, I know that when I do any kind of healing modality work, and most of my healing comes through my mediumship, but if I was to do a healing modality with someone, I'm a level 2 psyche healer, whatever that means at this point. I just trust spirit. So I always focus on like what's your chakras looking like, because I can read an aura. Right, so I can read
yeah,
an aura. So I always look at what's going on with your chakras here, and then because I know what the chakras mean, I know what the chakras and the colors mean associated to the chakras. Then I find I can work in that energy. And what I'm trying to say here, Darren, is basically I'm wondering if when you and I are doing the work, like you're doing the photos and stuff like that, or I'm talking to someone about a healing message associated with the chakras, with the colors, is if we are explaining to them why this color works, and they either have to buy into it. Do you see what I'm saying? They either
yeah.
have to buy into it or they don't. Because so do colors heal?
Well, see, when it comes to doing the chakra photography, for example, I know that there's many people that believe that there's more than the 7 chakras that come up, right? And it's like
144.
yeah, so there's like but I feel like the colors and the pictures are just to represent that image so we can speak about it and talk about it. But I don't feel like it's necessarily the truth of the matter. It's very interpretational, in my opinion. Like when I put someone's chakras on their body, it's like, this is what they represent, but this is what I'm feeling. And when it comes to the colors are just to differentiate the different locations in the body. So when it comes to like healing, it's like, well, if we focus on red, again, we go back to the intention, like you're wearing red right now. It's like root chakra. If you were to throw that on and focus on that throughout the day, um, I believe with the intention of healing and having that intention while you're looking at the color would definitely heal.
Okay,
Um,
I can agree with you. I think that I personally feel there that the color itself is vital as the object. So it's instead of having something that you can pick up, like my Sephora lip plumping. Sephora, did you hear me? Like something like this is tangible. It's in your hand, right? You can see this. So when you say to someone, "Oh, your root chakra is red," envision red. Now they've got something they can work with. And I'm talking from a place of skeptics, people that come in and they're like, I don't know what she's going to do. I don't know how I can feel it. I don't know because sometimes even if you're talking and doing mediumship and you're just getting into the mediumship ball game, you're a stellar card slinger and you're just getting into and that's natural. Like the progression to start receiving messages and giving them from a different place is natural when you're a card reader or an intuitive healer. But when that person sits down in front of you and you can add something that they can look at and a card to them and say, hey, I'm telling you this. I can tell when someone's like disappeared from the whole conversation because I'm talking at them and they may not understand what I'm saying. And then all of a sudden I flip a card and I'm like, see, I told you. Now they're looking at the card. Now they all of a sudden, everything I said now resonates because the card proved it. It's the same with the color. I think personally, it is a tool. Does red root mean red root? Absolutely, red root means red root, period, bar none. But you can interpret what root means.
like basically what I was thinking was why you were saying if someone goes and sees red, I'm coming from a very scientific point of view as well, where it's like, what if someone physically can't see? Does that color still heal, right?
Yes, yes, it
Did you
does.
want to
Yeah,
say
but
something?
I think it's easier if you are, and healing is that. Okay, so let's have a moment here. Let's have a moment and talk about the word heal and healing. When I am talking about energy work, I am not saying that you or I, Darren, who are not doctors, who are not MDs in any way, shape, or form, can heal anyone. Period. Hard stop. What I'm saying is, we are conduits for spirit to work energy through us. Only spirit knows what that energy is going to do. And I want to make that very clear. So if you're running around to people and they're like, I'm going to cure you, grain of salt, babies, go in there and make sure yeah, you know what I mean? We are very vulnerable. The human mind
Yeah.
is very vulnerable. So
Yeah.
I wanted to clear that up. When I talk about healing, I'm using the word in the sense of almost like energy manipulation. We are moving energy through you, and spirit, we as the vessels are moving the energy to you. Spirit is moving the energy around to help you, whether that's to bring you ease. Maybe that will bring you to a place where you do cure yourself. You will cure yourself. Are we good?
Oh yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah. So because I was just thinking about because there are some people who literally have not seen color before. And I was thinking about that fact that, does colors heal? And I'm thinking, like, not saying that it's going to cure vision, but the color still radiates, I believe, that intention that you put out into the world. So it's like, red is a very low on the spectrum of visual light that we can see. It's very low. and then you start to get into infrared light, which we cannot see, but is still there, right? So it's on the spectrum. And then as you get higher and higher, you get into those other frequencies like indigo and violet, and the spectrum goes higher until we can't see it anymore. So those colors are very, in my opinion, very important for healing power and intention, because it's almost like in a frequency where it's physical.
So you keep saying the word intention, and I think that is really important to stop and just take a moment on. So as I was saying, red is red, period, whether you can see it or you can't see it. If you understand that you are being talked to about the red root chakra, and you know what red root chakra means, then you know that red energy is moving through you and working at grounding, and because red is red. How
Yeah.
The interpretations of the chakras and what they mean can always, like you said, vary a little bit. It's same with like the crystals that you can use for the chakras. You know, lovely Christine Wong has a massive amount of stones you can use for each chakra. I know one stone I can use for each chakra. So, and there's different things. People will describe the solar plexus differently than I describe the solar plexus. It has the same feel, but using different words. So, if what you're saying is boo-boo, and I think this is what you're saying, is that, hey, you don't have to see the color. You don't have to see the color. You got to know the color. Is that what you're saying to me?
It's like a frequency, because we pick up the frequency of light, and it gives off a frequency. So red is a frequency, as purple is a frequency. So it's kind of like you don't have to physically see it. It's still there. It still exists.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it still radiates that energy, and it's kind of like the human body is an embodiment. If you just focus on the 7 chakras, it's an embodiment of the physical light that we can see.
Okay,
So it's
okay, I'm here.
Yeah. So I guess like I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to get at, because I talk through these
You're
like
making sense. I'm just carrying on the conversation. So
Yeah.
the next thing I'm going to say to you is, okay, this all makes sense to me. But if someone can't see, okay, and if spirit, good old spirit, maybe it's Archangel Raphael, hey boo, come on down, comes down and is working through you as the conduit, because that's what you are, baby, you're the vessel, working through you as the conduit, and you're sending this energy into this individual who doesn't see color. Maybe they're not even blind, they're just colorblind, but they can't see color, and you're talking about root chakra and whatnot, etc., and you're sending that frequency into them, okay? Okay. I believe the mind is very powerful. And if the mind decides that I don't have a clue what this guy's doing or what he's talking about, I don't see red, blah, 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 I can envision red, so I don't feel anything's happening. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Oh, so you're saying, is it actually healing anyway? Yeah, I do believe that if you're sending that energy out, in describing it and all that sort of stuff, and literally putting that frequency out into the universe towards this person, definitely is going to heal that person, whether they believe it or not. I believe it's going to send that energy out. I believe it kind of gets negated through their thoughts.
Okay, there we go. This is what I want to talk about.
Okay.
Well, no, you can keep talking though.
Oh no, that's basically what I was going to say next, was like, if they're thinking negatively about the energy that you're sending, their mind is going to have more influence over their body than you will.
Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. So I really, when I do mentorship for people, when I teach people how to tap into their higher selves and their power and all those things, one of the things I insist on, you have to sign an agreement with me, baby, or laugh away, is that you have to learn the chakras and be consistently working within the chakras because the chakras allow things to become more fluid. It's much easier to be able to look at someone's aura and be like, pink, red, pink, oh, pink, red, pink, red, orange, yellow, blue. I know what this means. I know how it works. So here's what I feel associates it with it. So you already know the understanding of what it is. You've learned that. You've trained yourself in that. And then, of course, spirit will come through and specialize it, personalize it, if you will, personalize it for each person. I think it's really important that we remember that when we are working, and this is just my, again, friends, if you watch my show, you know it's all my humble opinion. You know that the more that we can talk to the person about what we're doing can be very vital to, especially the I say the cryptics. I mean the skeptics. I don't know who the cryptics are, but okay, really not believers.
Yeah.
But the skeptics are. The more that they're able to kind of get a feel for it. Okay, I think I know what he's talking about. I don't know if it's working, but I'm open to it. I understand where he's coming from. I know what the words he's saying. Now, there are people who do their healing in complete silence. Right? They don't need to have a conversation. They don't need to talk about what the message is. They don't need to tell the person why. A good person around that is Neville. He comes in, he just does this. He might say a few words after, a few words before, but during the general session, there's nothing going on. I would be the opposite. I'd be like telling them, hey, I'm working on your solar plexus, baby, and this is what is shifting and changing in a relaxed way where they're comfortable and not Tara's hyper, blah kind of stuff. I think you're right though. Like the human brain can negate stuff. If they come in there thinking there's no way this mother fluffer with his glasses on and his cute little face coming in is going to be able to do anything for me, but I'll sit here and take it. If he comes in like that, actually, is it up to you to change his mind? No. What do you think?
No, absolutely not. So it's the same thing with someone who comes in with that energy of like when I do readings for them for tarot cards, if they don't believe it in the first place, but they want to come in just for whatever reason, if they want to be proven otherwise, they're going to be looking for reasons as to why it doesn't work for them. So their perception is kind of like blinding them to the messages that are coming through, or maybe maybe there are no messages for them and they're literally just there for looking for proof of some sort of truth as to what I'm talking about. But I feel that that perception is incredibly powerful. The way you view what is happening in the moment. I like to tell people also, if they do have that sort of skeptical energy about card reading, for example, I like to tell them it's an exercise in your discernment. So if I'm giving you messages that aren't resonating with you, then I want you to at least take that and say that is true for you, that it doesn't make sense, and that I didn't receive anything from this, and this doesn't work for me, or whatever it may be. But it's an exercise in discernment for them.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is why he's part of my collective. I'm sitting here thinking, and we're getting a little bit off topic, but it's interesting to me. I know we're talking about, does color heal? I think we both agree it does allow for energy to be used to manipulate and work to bring ease into someone's embodiment. So whether it cures it altogether or not, I believe a lot of that has to do with the strength of your own mindset, truthfully. And we always recommend to go and see your doctor. The thing that I'm sitting here thinking about is like, when I was just talking about the people that come in and do the healing without words, without crystals, without, anything like that. They just come in, you sit down and you get the work done. No lights, no sound, no anything. It's just hands-on, energy work, just a complete pure channel of that. And I was thinking about how powerful that actually is. The ability to just sit down and allow someone to just receive without thought, trusting you are trusting the process. And it doesn't matter if the other person is or not, right? Because ultimately you're doing the work you're meant to do. If they receive it and accept it, they respond to it, resonate with it, that's up to them. That's not up to us. We're doing the work we're supposed to do, which is connect to spirit, channel it through. Bob's your uncle. Or as Elias would say, John's your wife.
I think that the silence is very powerful. I mean, you know that I like to float in the isolation tank, which has no, I know you don't like it at all, which is totally fair, but it's that silence has a lot of power, because when you're doing that energy work and the person who's receiving doesn't have any words being said or any guidance, it's like it's literally them just going through their body and feeling where that energy needs to go, or maybe thinking about something that needs to be healed internally or with their physical body or emotional body. It's like that silence is very powerful. So I feel like, again, it goes back to them, like, you don't need to have those words. It's the mind that's extremely powerful when it comes to that
Yeah,
healing modality and that healing work.
I agree with you. You know, it's funny. I was out at lunch with another practitioner yesterday, and she's like, "We should go on a silence retreat." I was like,
Oh yeah.
I was like, are you talking to me? And she burst out laughing. I said, you asking me to go on a silent retreat?
No
I
kidding.
said, absolutely no. Immediately no, 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 no. There's nothing.
I'd be curious to know who that was.
It was Tina Cleland. It was Tina
Oh,
Cleland.
okay.
And we're very, very good friends. We've known each other for a long time. But I was, and that's why she was laughing so hard. I was like, but the look on my face, she says, oh, you should see your face right now. Um, I believe that you have to believe.
Yeah, 100%.
I also believe that if you understood how the colors worked in association with crystals, in association with the chakras, and how it all simulates and amplifies, that will change how you receive and resonate with the work that's being done on you.
Say that part again.
So if you understand, you as the person sitting in the chair or laying on the bed, understand that red represents root, which represents grounding, you are far more likely to be able to accept the work that's being done on you at
Oh,
a
yes.
human
Yes.
level.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, at a human level. And I do believe, and this is again, my humble opinion, friends, I do believe it is my duty to give as much information to the individual, whether it's beforehand, whether it's in the middle of, during, or after, in a way that they can get as much out of this exchange as they possibly can. Again, I don't want to talk through the whole thing. I mean, I do want to talk through the whole thing, but I'm not gonna talk through the whole thing. But I want to give them as much opportunity to resonate with it at that human level as possible. The cool thing is that whether they resonate with it or not, they're still getting it. It's still doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that's it, period. But it would be nice if they were like, hey, I love that. I don't know what you did to me, girl, but I love that. I'm coming back. Or I recognize it's beneficial to me. I want to learn more and do more.
Yeah. I mean, you're sending that energy out, that intention. Again, it goes back to intention. Like, you're just sending that out, so the person is receiving it, regardless. And I'd like to say, like, more like, you want to inform the person that you're healing as much as possible about what you're doing and the thought process that you have, and the modality that you're using, so that they can take that energy and almost affirm their belief in what's happening.
Exactly. Yeah. That's just a different way of saying what I said. Yep. That's it. I think
That's awesome.
to bring this to a bit of a close, it should look, something like this. Do colors heal? I believe the intention within the color heals. The color itself heals because of the intention.
Yes, that's the way I would put it. Yeah.
So I'm wearing red because I need to be grounded. I have three. I'm in session all day recording podcasts and all sorts of stuff. The Spirit Essence Show. So I'm here and I'm grounding. Why do I wear red? Because I believe that the idea of me having red on helps amplify the energy within myself to be grounded. Period.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. You got the red bandana on too, and yeah.
Okay, that's the vanity in me, baby. That's Tara, that's Tara having to match. Tara cannot come on here with a
That's great.
purple bandana and a green top. So, but it does work. So, yeah, that's how we do this. That's how everything is about trusting the process, right? But also the intention within the work and a little bit of knowledge around it. A little bit of knowledge around it. If you go to a psychic fair, you're going to lay down with whoever. Okay, let's reword that just a little. You're going to get a session with someone that you feel comfortable with. You may not know a thing about it, but you can always pick up the literature afterwards. And a good energy practitioner will tell you, hey, you're going to feel this in 24 hours. You're going to feel this down the road. You're going to feel it. If you don't feel it right now, that's okay. There's a lot going on. Just feel it down the road. Darren?
Yeah. I was just thinking about a sound bath I did. And it
Yeah?
was like after the sound bath, you have there's so much going on.
Yeah.
So it's definitely out there.
There's too much going on too, right? Sometimes these things that people like we went to a restaurant Saturday night and I was super excited. I walk into the restaurant and I was like, gorgeous restaurant, great food, so loud I couldn't think. I had to catch my breath. And I was like, I was talking about that with one of the ladies I went with today. I was like, that place was gorgeous, high vibing, good, so loud I couldn't think. It took me out of my power.
Oh, wow.
Right? So
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, we all do it differently, right? We all do it differently. Darren, thank you so much for this opportunity to chitter chatter with you, my Spirit Essence Collective friend.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is awesome to be able to talk about this stuff, and just get it out there to inform people about it. So thank you for
Absolutely.
putting this on. Yeah.
So you said you were Starman on Facebook. You were on the Spirit Essence page, the website page under the collective. How else could people find you if they wanted to?
My Instagram is mostly artwork that I do, but it's at long_aviation.
Okay.
So it's an account that I use mostly for artwork, but you can still contact me through there.
Okay, I love that. Plus, again, on the website, we've got his email address. You can shoot a message off to him right away. I would highly recommend Darren in terms of if you were in person, we are in Vancouver to British Columbia, Canada, to give him a call and get a chakra photo done and have it interpreted by him. And otherwise, he does card readings distance. So that would be amazing. Friends, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tara Diana, Empowerment Medium, Spirit Essence by Tara Diana on all the platforms. And when I say all of them, I mean like 99% of them, except for all the weird new ones that came up when TikTok was supposed to be going under. None of those. Ain't got the time. I'm there. Come and check me out and make sure that you follow Nancy and I on our podcast, Spirit Angels and Guides. Oh my. Darren, thank you so much. Stay divine, everyone.
Thank you.